Have you ever pondered how to plant tomatoes in your very own garden? The satisfaction of nurturing a plant from seed to fruit is truly rewarding. Not to mention the benefits of knowing exactly where your food comes from and the joy of sharing the fruits of your labor with loved ones. In the upcoming scenes, we will guide you through the entire process, from gathering supplies to planting and maintenance. Stay tuned as we break down the process of planting tomatoes into simple, easy-to-follow steps. Before we embark on the planting journey, ensure you gather all the necessary supplies. This will make your gardening experience both efficient and enjoyable. Let's start with the stars of the show, the tomato seedlings. These young plants are ready to be transplanted into your garden and will provide the foundation for your future tomato harvest. Next, we have compost. Compost is like a multivitamin for your plants, providing them with all the nutrients they need to grow strong and healthy. It improves soil structure, enhances its ability to hold water and nutrients, and promotes a beneficial soil environment. Don't forget the humble trowel. This small hand tool is perfect for digging small holes and moving soil. It's your best friend when it comes to planting seedlings. Lastly, you'll need stakes. As your tomato plants grow, they'll need something to lean on. Stakes provide the necessary support, ensuring your plants grow upright and strong. Now that you have all your supplies ready, we can move on to the next step, preparing your garden bed. A well-prepared garden bed is the foundation of a bountiful tomato harvest. You see, tomatoes love the sun. They need at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day. So, the first step to preparing your garden bed is to find a sunny spot. Next, we need to deal with the weeds. Weeds are like uninvited guests that hog all the nutrients and water. So dig them out and make sure you get the roots as well. Now let's enrich the soil. Compost is a tomato's best friend. It improves the soil structure, provides nutrients, and helps retain moisture. So, generously add compost to your garden bed and mix it in with the existing soil. Remember, the healthier the soil, the healthier your tomatoes. So take your time with this step and give your tomatoes the best start possible. With your garden bed prepared, you're one step closer to planting your tomatoes. Now comes the exciting part, planting the tomatoes. The first step is to dig the holes. They should be deep enough to cover the tomato plant up to its top leaves. This might seem like a lot, but tomatoes are unique. They can grow roots all along their stems, and that's why we plant them deeper than most other plants. Next, we need to consider spacing. Tomato plants need room to grow and breathe. A good rule of thumb is to space your plants about 3 feet apart. This gives them enough space to spread out without competing for light or nutrients. Now let's talk about stakes. Stakes are not just for vampires, they are also essential for tomato plants. You see, tomatoes have a tendency to sprawl, and the fruit can rot if it touches the ground. So to prevent that, we use stakes or cages to support our plants. Simply place a stake next to each plant and loosely tie the plant to the stake as it grows. But remember, don't tie it too tightly. The ties should be loose enough to allow the plant to grow, but tight enough to provide support. Well done. Your tomatoes are now planted and ready to grow. With a little patience and care, you'll soon enjoy the fruits of your labor. Fresh, homegrown tomatoes right from your own garden. Let's recap the steps you've taken to plant your very own tomato garden. You started by gathering your supplies, everything from the tomato seedlings to the gardening tools. Then, you prepared the garden bed, carefully considering the location and soil conditions. After that came the exciting part of planting the tomatoes, ensuring that they were spaced apart just right to allow for optimal growth. Now, here are a few additional tips to keep your tomato plants thriving. Water your plants regularly, but avoid watering the leaves as this can lead to disease. Also, remember to prune your plants to allow for better air circulation. Lastly, be patient. It may take a few weeks before you see your first tomato, but it's worth the wait. And remember, the more love and care you put into your garden, the more fruitful your harvest will be. With these steps and tips, you are well on your way to enjoying fresh, homegrown tomatoes. Happy gardening! And use your green thumb to hit the like and subscribe button.